All right, everybody, welcome back in. It is a special edition of That SEC Powers Hour. I'm Randy, that's Show, and we are back ahead of Turkey Day. I mean, when you think about Turkey Day, of course you think about being thankful and all that kind of stuff. But the other thing, at least around these parts, that we think about is football. And we didn't want to get in the way of the important stuff, which is the football and the Turkey Day. So we decided to do our show tonight. Different time, same folks. Gonna have a blast. Joe, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. Apparently, I am. My body is prepping me for the tryptophan comatose state that I'll be in tomorrow because I've been like trying to keep myself open all day today, trying to do stuff, working, just trying to get ready for the turkey and get ready for that turkey tomorrow.
Well, I thought about that and I was like, should I get props tonight? Because you usually have the props. I didn't bring the props with me though. So I feel bad because I feel like on Turkey Day we probably could have come up with something that was pretty funny if we thought about
Yeah,
it. You know, I gotta admit, I spent all day. My day job today was prep cook. That's what I was doing all day. That was what I was doing right up until I did my live at 7 o'clock, and took a little break. Went in there, put the turkey in his bath so he could have the brine overnight. Because you got to brine it. We got to brine it, and then that's the secret. And then so then I jumped right out of there, washed my turkey hands, and I'm back here pushing the buttons, making the magic happen. You've been working hard too, because I've been working my butt off today.
man, I've been doing all kinds of stuff today, but I got my turkey fryer all
Oh,
primed and ready to go. Just inside the back door there, got my
mm,
peanut oil set to go.
that's
I'm
right.
ready to do the thing. Had my father-in-law call me, and he's like, "You frying a turkey?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, that's dangerous." I said, "Maybe for you." I said,
I'm a
"Man,
professional.
I'm professional. I don't know. Fry a turkey make John Madden jealous. I don't know."
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel you. I've seen you in action. I know you tell no lies. You were telling straight truth. Joe,
That's
the last show, like I said, tonight's different. I did the podcast from 7 to 8 tonight, and then I went and took a little break, run back in here, jump back on to do this show. And we had such good turnout in the first hour for the podcast. Numbers were big, lots of viewers, lots of fun, had a good time. And here's the good news. I say all that just to say that we've already got friends in here with us tonight. Jackson here with us tonight. Jason back on over, hanging out over on Facebook, it looks like. We got Jack Weiser, who is a member of the channel. And since we bring that up, Jack, thank you for your continued support. We really appreciate that. But I have some great news, Joe. We have a brand new member of the channel. Welcome, Richard Fulgham, just became a member of the Damn Beast YouTube channel. Richard, we appreciate your support. Thank you very much. That's the second one tonight. So we've had a new member joining each show tonight. So that's amazing. That is
Man, I'm gonna send
fantastic.
y'all a turkey leg in the mail. Y'all don't even know.
That's right. And mess around, tell them what we might package up and
I
get
don't know if
brought
I
up in
need
here.
it, but I'm gonna send it.
Oh, me. Joe, I'm going to go first tonight. I just said thank you to all our members on the channel. Joe, this is Thanksgiving week. So we're going to get around to what we're thankful for at the end. Okay. At the end. But I've got such good news. I want to share it here because in case you didn't get to make it to the first stream tonight, I wanted to let everybody know one of the things I'm thankful for clearly is the fellowship and camaraderie with all the people who hang out on the channel here and hit us up in the chat and all that kind of stuff, but also the continued support for this channel. Because believe me, friends, it takes time to pull all this together. And I know you're giving us your valuable time. So we're all invested here. And I appreciate that. I want to let you know of some success that we had just yesterday. We passed the 5,000 subscriber threshold here on YouTube. That means I assume people are liking the content, they're liking the podcast, and they're having a good time being here with us. So all that means in the life of a content creator is now the march is on to 10,000. So I'm interested to see how fast we can get there. So if you enjoy what we're doing, please share the stream, tell your friends, invite them to come see us, hang out with us, and have a good time because we're just here talking dogs and talking SEC football on this show in particular. And we are glad you were here with us. So I am extremely thankful for that tonight. Oh, and look at that, Joe. Just like that, man, Jack, above and beyond. Look at this. Jack Weiser hit us up with a $5 super chat. He didn't drop us a comment in there. So I'll just say thank you, Jack, because if you hit us up with a super chat and you want to get some priority notice on that, on your comment, if you're really fired up or something, hit us with a super chat and I'll make certain that we get it on the screen as quickly as possible and we'll break it down and talk about it for you. Jack, thank you, friend. I appreciate that very much. So Joe, like I said, we'll get to the thank you or the thankfuls on the back end, but I know you're bubbling over with the happiness. So you got one off the top here. You got a thank you off the top, a thankful off the top that you want to share with everybody.
I'll just say this. I'm very thankful for the people that I get to engage with every day, and not only what we do in the social medias, but also in the real world of sales and community and media that I'm involved with there. So I'm really excited about all the opportunities. I'll be going to Clinch County tomorrow. Well, Friday. I'll be down there. I was talking with coaches today on our high school show. Just real excited about and always thankful about the opportunity to go around and see people who watch and listen to our statewide high school scoreboard show and can just hang out with the coaches and enjoy Turkey Day and football. So that's where I'll start.
That's good. That's a good place to go. And in case, again, I always want to remind you guys, if you're following high school football here in the state of Georgia, make sure that you link up with Joe on his socials. He'll put all the information out there about where to find it, how to listen, which coaches they're going to get to talk to, all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in Georgia high school football, especially here in the playoffs, because is it round 2 or 3? Round 3 this week. Okay, so, and they always say if you're practicing on Thanksgiving Day, you know you had a heck of a season. So all those teams, all those teams out here in the state of Georgia that are still practicing and playing, congratulations on a wonderful season, and just, take it as far as you can take it and have fun doing it. So that's what I say about that. So Joe, there's a lot for us to talk about. Oh, before we go real quick, I just want to remind everybody, it is gift giving season, and our friends at Skull Shaver have you completely covered, head to toe. Whatever you need to make yourself look good, feel good, Skull Shaver can hook you up. Believe me when I tell you, I use it. They will treat you right. If you don't know their stuff, go check them out. Get your little dome looking nice. You can keep this bit here looking good. However you need to be good, however you need to help yourself look good, hit up Skull Shaver. I promise you. There's a link in the description below. They will take care of you. And you'll be supporting the channel and supporting everything else that we do. So please give them a shot, give them a consideration. And Joe, let us know about your friends that pay the bills to help you get to be with us.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to mention it. Yeah, I'm going to mention a couple of them tonight. Of course, Eyeballs Marketing and Media. I love my guys there in Middle Georgia, GL Dawson and crew. If you want to put your brand, your name on anything, you can absolutely do it with Eyeballs Media and Marketing. GL can put you on anything. He'll put your face on the side of your vehicle if you want to. It don't matter. And also, I want to talk to my friends at Trophy Smack. I'll have Randy make sure he puts that link in the chat of the show here when it's over. But it is not only gift-giving season, but it's also time to talk smack with folks. And, of course, you do that with Trophy Smack. And we would appreciate it if you visit the link and try that out as well.
I have a big teaser for everybody listening now or on replay. All season, we've talked about my official pages, which we'll get to here in a little while. I think by next week, I can actually show you the goods. We'll see. We'll see what we've been racing for. I'll get to show off the trophy. We scanned the millions and millions of fans and asked for their opinion. What should we do? Couldn't decide. Wound up splitting hairs. As soon as I get it, I'm going to share it with all of you guys. All right, Joe, before we get into the college. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to answer Jack's question here in the chat right away before we move on to the collegiate sports.
Yep, that's right.
Absolutely. My top dog in 6A is Rome. You got to bet on Rome. Those boys up there are doing things that probably could beat a third of the collegiate teams, it seems like, that we talk about on this show. They are the real deal up here in Rome, Georgia.
Got a lot of talent on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of talent on that team. I'll tell you what, see, that's the kind of insight you get right there, because Joe has his opinion. He talks to his dudes every week. They break down, the games and that kind of stuff. But he's the guy talking to all the coaches, right? So you want the inside skinny? Joe's got you covered. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and pick some games. Let's get into the games, because we got a couple of different things here that we want to bounce around to get into this evening. Let's do this. Let's bring this to the forefront here so that we're looking at the right thing. And let's just get started in the SEC. So, you know what's coming up first. Since we're doing this a day early, we're not actually doing it on Turkey Day. We had to do that because tomorrow night, this time, I'm going to be watching the Egg Bowl. Joe, Ole Miss and Mississippi State are going to do it again tomorrow. Now, here's the interesting thing about this game. My boy Will Smith's got the drip, by the way. I was checking him out at SEC Media Days. Buddy, he's got it going on. He's looking nice. He had the best looking shoes and socks I saw in Nashville. I'll just leave it with that. He had it down. He was looking good. But Ole Miss is traveling to play Mississippi State in Starkville. Mississippi State's trying to get the bowl eligible after what has been a just crazy year, right? First, Mike Leach, we lose him. They get a new coach in there. First-time coach, never been a head coach before. They fire him halfway through the season. It's not going great. The offense kind of looks lost, and still they could get to bowl eligible if they can beat the Ole Miss Rebels. Now, Ole Miss has shown us that they can score, but they can't stop you if you can play offense. I don't know that Mississippi State can play offense, even with my boy Will Rogers back behind center. Joe, I don't know. You giving the sheriff a shot? The Cowboy? What is this? Cowboy? I'm messing it up. Will Rogers. You giving him a shot? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely am looking for one more reason to stick it to old Blue Pants, and I do have my boys over there at Mississippi State that I am friends with. So, as much as I would like to go with Mississippi State, I'm not. I'm going to go with Ole Miss. Mississippi State will not be bowl eligible. Old Blue Pants, unfortunately, is going to get my vote today.
Okay, well, I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I like Will Rogers. I wish it would go better for Mississippi State. I don't think it will. Some weird stuff's going to happen in the Egg Bowl, because it always does. And Mississippi State, they might put up a fight, but I think Ole Miss is going to get the win here. I just think they're going to have too many athletes. I think something like that. Mississippi State, going to give them a fight. They're going to try, but I think Ole Miss is going to win. One of the things about this game is, what's it going to be? I mean, we could probably place prop bets. Is it going to be a fight? Is it going to be a cheerleader running on the field? Is it going to be, what weird thing? Is it going to be some loose raccoon out there somehow or another? I'm just interested in what's going to happen, because something always happens. It's weird.
Somebody's going to throw a turkey out there in the field. I don't know. It's Tennessee. They throw oranges and things at you, orange things. Somebody's going to throw a turkey out there in the field.
That would be funny. That would be funny if that happened. All right, so we're both on Ole Miss right there. Maybe next year Mississippi State. Maybe. We'll see. I know y'all going to give it a good go, but we'll see. Okay, so moving on, let's get around to Missouri and Arkansas. Now, this is a trophy game. I think they call it the state line battle, or battle of the border battle. But I am not doing good on my trophy names tonight. But it's a rivalry game. With that said, the great news: Sam Pittman's coming back to Arkansas. They're not going to fire him. They're going to give him a chance to fix it, which is what they should do, because no person fits a school better than maybe Sam Pittman in Arkansas, outside of Kirby Smart in Athens. I mean, that. Come on now. But Sam Pittman needs time. I hope he can pull it off. I hope he can get it turned around. I don't think it's going to matter, though. I think Missouri is just too good. They've outkicked their coverage this year. They got a shot at a New Year's Six bowl game if they win this game. I mean, Eli, their head coach, really needed this kind of season. Cody Schrader is just awesome. He could play for me any day of the week. I'm on Missouri.
Yeah, I'm going to put all my coins in all three of them here on Missouri as well.
All three of them.
Yeah, you got Rob, Ben, and Joe. Got my
Yeah.
3 coins here. I'm going to put them all in for Mizzou. I love you, Sam Pittman. Glad to see they retained you in your
Yeah.
service, but
Yeah.
Mizzou is going to get the win.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving. And that's on Friday. See, that's the cool thing because we got college football Thursday, college football Friday, and then we roll into the weekend. And what is known as rivalry week, how can you do better than college football every day? You can't. Don't even try. I'm doing the leftovers come Sunday. I'm eating leftovers for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's how that's going to go. I don't know about you guys, but that's how we roll in. We cooking deep. We're going to be stacked up. So we're going to be like, roll it through. That's how that works. All right. Kentucky and Louisville. Louisville. What's the right way to say it, Joe? Louisville? Louisville? You've been up there. You should know.
Louisville. I say Louisville.
So what do the locals say? They didn't get on you when you went up there?
I don't know.
Don't care.
I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to them.
Yeah,
I was up there big time.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, when it comes to the football, we know these two teams don't like each other. Louisville's they're going to end up, they're in the ACC championship game, Joe. They got a chance to like mess up Florida State's whole deal. The thing about Louisville is on the road, not good. Not at all the same team. You get them at home, pretty doggone tough. Play some defense, like pretty good team. Kentucky is lost in the friggin' bluegrass wilderness. I don't know where they are. I don't know what got them off the train tracks somewhere. They are just wandering out there somewhere. I'm on Louisville, if for no other reason than because they're at home. So Kentucky disappointed me. I'm not picking them again. Louisville.
Well, that, for everything, all intents and purposes, that is the right pick. There's no doubt about that at all.
Fair.
Louisville should be the game. It's a cinch, right? And for that reason, I'm absolutely going to pick up the blue helmet, and I'm going to go with Kentucky because that's just the way this season has gone. And Kentucky will be a spoiler for Louisville if just to spite and beat them at home. So,
how does it happen? How does it happen? Did they discover the? Okay,
you
don't know.
Fire Louisville's just looking ahead to a championship game. That's what I'll say.
Okay, all right. I thought you might tell me Ray Davis was going to just start running all over them somehow or another, but that's fine.
It just makes sense that it should happen that way, right? It just makes sense as far as this season goes.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's true. That's true. All right, now this game here, I know you about to give me some name droppers right here because we're going to talk about Texas A&M and LSU on the Bayou. People are going to be paying attention to this game for Jaden Daniels if they don't look for any other reason because they think he's out there trying to win a Heisman. And he probably should. I would probably vote for him, because for years I beat the table as somebody who said most outstanding player should not be best player on best team. And if you say who is the most outstanding player, well, this dude has kind of been just the epitome of a football player all season, and he's carried his team to what wins they do have. So A&M's still a mess. People jumping in the transfer portal already. I mean, who knows what's going on over there. I have to go with LSU in this one, Joe. Who you got?
Well, I had a chance to visit with both these teams last week. Still got my parking pass here from LSU, but I don't think there's any way Texas A&M is going to beat LSU at home, especially after the tune-up they got last week against Georgia State. They blitzed my Panthers from Georgia State.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Love you, but got waxed last week.
You called it. You told me. You tried to tell me. You were like, they can't play any defense over there. So you let me know.
So, LSU, Jaden Daniels going to make himself look good, pad his stats. He's going to get a big win.
All right. And another conference win.
Sorry, Andrew Monaco. Sorry, brother.
Nah, next year. There's always next year. That's the way it is for Texas A&M. It's always next year, So I'm in a weird position with Texas A&M, and now Texas is coming into the SEC because when they were both out in the Southwestern Conference, and then they were in the Big 12 together and all that kind of stuff, I was always rooting against Texas. always. That meant I had to root for Texas A&M when they played.
Yeah.
Then Texas A&M comes into the SEC. I don't want to root for you, right? You're not. And now both of them are in here. So I think I'm right back where I started. I think I have to hate them both until they play each other, and then I got to root for Texas A&M. So that's how that goes. The lesser of the two evils for me right there. All right. Now, this is the one that in most years is going to get everybody's attention, right? One of the best rivalries in college football, the Iron Bowl. Alabama is on the road headed in to play Auburn on the Plains. This is the moment where I would say when Alabama goes to Auburn, weird stuff happens because Jordan Hare is built on like an alien wreckage burial ground, and there's mama voodoo everywhere. But I got to tell you, man, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. And I'm not feeling it just because they lost to a good New Mexico State team last week. But I heard their head coach, Hugh Freeze, come to the podium to preview this one, saying, it's Iron Bowl week, and man, we're still hung over from losing to New Mexico State. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign against a team that's trying to get right before they go play in the championship game. I think Alabama's just going to wax Auburn. And now put your number on that you want to. I think they're going to beat them up and down and take their lunch money and all that kind of stuff. I don't think this one's going to be close. No kind of fairy magic's going to make a difference. I think Alabama puts it on them. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think so. I think the big green goblin's buried under the stadium there in his saucer is going to make some magic happen. And here's why I think so.
Okay.
I think Alabama is going to be focused on that SEC championship game. They're not going to want to get people hurt. They're not going to want to play this game the way it's going to be played, which is a smash mouth football game. And I think Auburn has more vested interest in winning this game than Alabama does this year, hands down, period. And for that reason, I'm going to say the Tiger, like Plainsman, whatever the hell else you call that team, actually wins against Alabama. Hugh Freeze is going to make it be a psychological game. And he's already started spitting that game when he said that they were still hungover and not looking forward to playing Alabama. That's horse manure. Everybody knows it.
Oh, see, here I am playing checkers. Joe's playing four-dimensional chess. Joe and Hugh Freeze are in each other's hip pocket talking about how they're going to sneak up on Alabama. I don't know, man. The Nick Saban team knows they can't mess up. That's the thing.
They're not going to want to play. It is a physical, and if they do get out there and play it hard like that, it's going to be a game of 14, 17-point victory for Georgia in the championship game.
Oh, you spinning it forward. Okay. Well, we'll get into that one soon enough, but I hear you. We'll see. Hey, it's like I said in the last hour, when you come out here and you put your face up here for the peoples and you start saying stuffs, hey, you might be right. So stand on it. I feel you, boss.
I don't care for Auburn. He doesn't care for Auburn.
No, I don't. All right. So here we go.
Jay Snipes on it, bro. Yeah.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. They got it. Vanderbilt, Joe. Vanderbilt is traveling to Tennessee.
Why?
I don't know who's going to watch this game. I don't know who's going to watch this game. I pegged Tennessee at 9-3, 8-4. If they're lucky, they get to 8-4. The Tennessee fans that are still paying attention, they don't know what to do with themselves because they're like, we can't trust anything right now. They think Vandy's going to come get them. But Vandy they just had not a great year. And I gave up on Vandy a long time ago. I think Tennessee has to win this game. I can't see how they don't win this game. If they do win this game, they fire Heupel at the 50-yard line. That's what happens. Or if they lose, if Tennessee loses this game, they fire Heupel before he gets off the field. That's what happens. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Tennessee wins the game. They get to 8-4, and then they start telling us all off season about how Nico, I'm about to leave you. is going to roll out there and beat everybody next fall without telling us who he's going to throw the ball to or who's going to block for him. So just set your clocks. It's coming. Tennessee's about to be back soon as like April. But on this day, I think Tennessee wins.
Yeah, I mean, the Vandy boys are already getting ready for baseball season. It's,
There you go. They're like,
go.
wow, give us the stick and the ball. Stick in the ball. Let's get to it. Let's get back out here where we can compete.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're both on Tennessee. Yeah. Okay. Good enough. And this game has the potential to be one of the most entertaining games of the day. Florida State has to go to the Swamp to take on the Gators. Obviously, Florida State's undefeated, but thoughts go out to Jordan Travis. That was a nasty injury. Hope he fully recovers, comes back, hope his future's bright. I don't know. I haven't watched Florida State play a lot this year. I don't know their backup. But you can't be the same team, right? They played Jordan Travis because he was the better quarterback. It's not like now the backup is all of a sudden going to be better than Jordan. So you're not the same team. Doesn't mean you can't win, but you're not the same team. But with everything that's going on this week, it's going to be interesting to see what they roll into Florida with, if you know what I mean. And Florida, old Graham Mertz broke the old clavicle, had the Joe injury. Well, he didn't get everything you got, but he got half of what you got. He got the collarbone, broke the clavicle. And now Mr. Brown, I think is his name, is the backup quarterback for Florida. So, I mean, he's supposed to be a pretty good player. I mean, he's supposed to be pretty good. So can Florida figure it out enough to take advantage of a wounded Florida State team? I don't know. I think right now, I just can't pick Florida. I'm going to pick Florida State. I can't pick Florida. That's what it is. So I'm going to pick Florida State. But I do think it could be an entertaining game.
Well, if my boy John Nelson is watching this show tonight, who is my GPB Sports friend, he is all things high school football for Georgia Public Broadcasting. He is a Florida State alum. Mm-hmm. And for that reason, I hope that he is watching this show tonight and probably going to give me grief about it tomorrow, Friday when we talk. But I don't see there's any way that Florida State gets the win here against Florida at all. I think that Florida's backup is just better than Florida State's, and I think that they get the win in the Swamp. That's what I think. So, bye-bye undefeated season for Florida State, and Florida gets the dub. That's what I think. Sorry, John Nelson.
All right. Well, like I said, I can't go with that because, it's just one of those deals where, man, I hate Florida. That's what it comes down to.
Hey, I ain't a Florida fan, but this one.
Notice we got a friend here in the house with us. The Dog Father has graced us with his presence this evening. Welcome in. It's great to see you with us. Bama and Texas are big UF fans this weekend. That is a fact. They are. When you start talking about that CFP math, man, it makes for some nasty bedfellas. That's what you end up with. So, you end up.
See, me and Jay are like this. Me and Jay, we got to like this tonight.
Y'all seeing it the same way? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Put that up there at the top so everybody can see that. Yeah, well, given what's going on, I won't be surprised. If it shakes out that way. I'm not going to lie. Anything can happen right there. Okay, so that's Florida and Florida State. We're not on the same boat right there, so that's pretty interesting. Okay, Georgia Tech. Now, Joe, we have acquaintances. I don't know that I would call them friends that are Georgia Tech people. We have
family that's Georgia Tech people.
Well, I was getting there. You put the cart in front of the horse. I was going to say we got family that's Georgia Tech people, and we love them. But I think you are closer on the friends thing. You got friends that are Georgia Tech people. So I am interested to hear what you have to say about this game. But for me, it's not close. Brent Key has helped Georgia Tech be a more competitive team. They're going to play harder. They're going to get out there and do their very best. But that is nowhere near good enough to hang with the back-to-back and reigning national champions on the road. Kirby's going to kick them in the teeth. They're going to get this win pretty easy, I feel. And he's already pissed off that they're playing it at night, so they lose half a day in prep for Alabama. So he's just going to be like, take that out on them too. Just one more reason to beat Georgia Tech this weekend. I'm on the Dogs. Joe, who you got?
Yeah, me and Rob and Ben were talking about this at the end of our show Friday night, and we don't expect it to be within 20 points at the half. It'll be over early. The Techies are it's going to be a bad day in Atlanta.
Okay. But a good day for the Dogs, and that's what we like. If you're sitting over here, you know, that's what you like. All right, well, let's move it on. Let's not belabor the point. That's right. You know what's up.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Them Dogs are going to take care of business.
So how about them fucking Dogs?
Vandergrift playing mid third quarter. Yeah, he might just start the second half.
Yeah, Dog probably chiming in. Hey, I'm all for it, man. Keep them safe. Yeah, get the job done. Get off the field. That's what I'm saying. Let's make it happen. All right, Georgia, or Clemson and South Carolina, Joe. Clemson and South Carolina. The Taters and the Kakalakis are going to pair up and see what they can do. I did not believe in South Carolina last week that they could get up again. Shane Beamer's trying to pull it out of the fire, get to a bowl game, him and his broken foot. Clemson, we missed this game both ways. You got it right last week, I think. No, you didn't. Did you? Did you get it right? I missed it, and I missed on Clemson last week. So do I believe in Williams-Brice at night? Can they go back-to-back against Clemson? Or do I believe that Clemson is coming back and playing a little bit better and going to get revenge on South Carolina? You talk. I'm still going to think about it a little more. Who you got?
All right. Well, as the good people that watch this show may or may not have known, as I may or may not have mentioned it earlier, who's to say? Sometimes there's alcohol involved. But I did go to school in South Carolina.
Oh, yes.
And I partied in Columbia.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And, you know, we had family that played the baseball.
They played the baseball.
Clemson as well.
That's right.
So with all of that being said, I think the party's on in Columbia still. Gamecocks get the win. Clemson is going to be befuddled, and Carolina is going to be doing the light show with the rooster out there. It's going to be a big deal.
Okay. All right. See, now here's the thing about that game. Last year, I was kind of rooting for the Gamecocks to beat Clemson because I just don't like Clemson, man. And I thought they were going to lose, and I thought they were going to win, and I thought they were going to lose. But that was a scrappy performance. Had like a block punt and just kept making play after play. And Spencer Rattler won the game. I'm on South Carolina again. I think they do it. I think I'm with you. They're going to have that crazy looking swagger thing they got going on over there at night. Xavier Legette, one of the best wide receivers in the country, is going to have a big day. I'm probably nuts for doing it, but I'm on South Carolina too. South Carolina is going to beat Clemson this weekend and make it 2 in a row. Get back to the bowl game, and we get to hear another offseason where everybody wants to tell us how good South Carolina is gonna be. And that's fine. That's fine. We will all learn soon enough. That's what I say about that. All right. Let's move on and get outside the conference. Let's look around and pick some of the games here that I personally found most interesting as I looked across the landscape. It is rivalry weekend, so you know we're going to see a few of those. I have fun with this, by the way. Just I don't know if the people know, but I have a whole lot of fun with picking out which games we're actually going to pick because there's no rules. I can make up any reason I want for us to pick these games, and I enjoy that part. So drunk on power, I guess. I don't know. Drunk on power. Let's start with the first one that you see here. This game, I chose this game simply because it's all about the hatred. It's all about the hatred. This game, these two fan bases do not like each other at all. I understand that in the South here, we know a little something about dislike. I have heard some of the nastiest, most angry, vicious, cold trash talk I have ever heard between these two fan bases. I actually am in circles with both sides of this one. Nebraska has been trying to get bowl eligible for more than a month, and they still aren't there. I don't think they get there tomorrow, or Saturday rather. I think Iowa wins. And the funny thing about Iowa, what is the over-under on this game? The over-under is 26.5. It's a joke. They could put it at 16, and Iowa would take it as a dare. They'd be like, you know what? We're still going to go under, and we're going to end up with 4 more of those 16 points than the other team, and we're going to go under and win the game. That's how Iowa's going to play. So I'm on Iowa. I think they get the win. Poor old Nebraska. So close. I was rooting for you, Big Red. Not this year. Joe, who you got?
Yep. I'm just waiting for Nebraska to tell us it's another sellout and that the streak continues, but it's not going to be that way. Iowa is going to beat Nebraska, and it's probably going to be a score of like 5-2. I'm not sure. But Nebraska will get the win. There's no doubt about it. And Iowa is going to, let's not confuse that. Iowa will get the win.
Okay.
And Nebraska is going to, I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to burn some corn somewhere. I'm not sure.
I feel bad for them. I do. I was rooting for them to get back to a bowl game because there's some cool Nebraska people that I know. And they were like, oh, can we do it? And then they like lose to Minnesota, and I'd hear them talk about it and they'd be like, what are we doing? And here they are. I just don't think they're going to get there this year. All right, moving on.
Any of y'all remember the show Hee Haw?
Oh, yeah. Well, I do.
You remember where they used to be out there and singing in front of the corn, be like, you had another and that's Nebraska. They just they're stuck in the Hee Haw days.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I searched the world over and thought I'd get eligible, but it rained in Iowa and it was gone.
Oh, my gosh. That is classic. If there's ever, I've never cut these things out. I've cut stuff out of this one time. If I'm ever going to cut something out, I'm going to cut that out and post that. That's good stuff right there. That is good. All right, let's move this thing along. Oregon and Oregon State. Man, I like this game. The Civil War, Joe. Oregon and Oregon State. This is the last matchup between these two teams as Pac-12 rather, members, because the Pac-12 is going away. Oregon State's been dealt a bad hand, and I don't know, we still don't know where they're going, right, as the Pac-12 dissolves. So I think, well, before I tell you what I think, I just always enjoy this game every year. This is, how they talk about the Georgia game as clean, old-fashioned hate? These two teams legit hate each other. They are not at all friends. So I think as much as I want to pick the Beavers, I just can't. I think I have to pick Oregon here to get the win. What are your thoughts?
Oregon gets the win, and I'm just going to give you one reason they get the win. They're playing over there at Oregon, and that's the reason I think they get the win more than anything else. That's it. I don't need to say anything else. Oregon, the Ducks, get the win.
Get the win. Okay.
Come out there in some electric yellow and some green. I don't know. It's going to look like Patrick's Day over there, but they're going to win.
Well, Bo Nix is out there playing for the Heisman. You can't forget that. He's out there playing for the Heisman.
I told you can't talk to me about Bo Nix and the Heisman. Those two things don't go in a sentence together. Bo Nix, Heisman. Those things don't go in the same sentence together.
He's going to be in New York, Joe. He's going to be.
Well, he can go. Hell, okay. I'm going to New York next month too.
Maybe you'll bring back the Heisman.
Does that mean I just scroll up in there, Music City Hall of Fame. Where is it at? Music City Hall? I don't know.
No, you're talking about what is it? Rock where the Rockettes play.
Rockefeller.
Well, that Rockefeller Center is right there where the big Christmas tree is. Yes.
That's where we're going.
Okay. That's not
But
the
I'll be
same.
in New York, so I mean, I want an invite. I want to be in the green room or something. I can be there. If Bo Nix can be there, I can be there.
No respect for Joe Nix. For Joe Nix. Joe Nix.
I got a little something left in my pop gun right here. Come on.
That would be hilarious. Give me a pass. Let me get behind that velvet
Yeah.
rope. Let me check that out.
Get my media credentials. I'm gonna go up there.
All right, let's keep it
I'm
moving.
here to interview Bo Nix.
Let's keep it moving. Washington State at Washington. The Apple Cup. Now, last week, Washington State got a big win, but I don't think they're back or right or anything like that. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think Washington is going to handle this one pretty easily. Again, Washington State, they looked pretty good last week. I don't think it's going to matter. Washington wins this one. What you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Washington as well. I mean, they're in the number 4 seat. They're going to stay there. I don't know. It'd be funny to see the Washington State get the win over Washington, but I got to go with Washington. As much as it would humor me to choose the Cougars, I'm just not going to do it.
All right. Well, fair enough. Nobody's going to make you. It's okay. You can pick it how you like it. And let's get back down here in a more regional game. It's not in the SEC, but we're in the ACC. North Carolina let me down last week. I thought they were going to play better, show up, play better against Clemson. Didn't happen. Now they got to go see NC State at the end of the year here. So before I tell you who I'm on, I want to hear who you got and see if you can persuade me.
Well, here again, I'm going to go with what I know, and that is the cherry red NC State vibe that I'm feeling. I'd love to go with the Tar Heel blue. I would. I'm a big fan of that. But Wolfpack going to get the win, getting the dub as the Tar Heels just have they're shooting the rock. They're on the basketball.
That North Carolina fade is real. There's no two ways around it. You didn't even have to persuade me. I am on NC State too. I think the Wolfpack get this W. Maybe the wife won't be angry with me. You know, she's a Tar Heel. She likes Tar Heels, but that's okay. Drake May's fine. Go blue. But NC State's going to win the game. That's how I see this one shaking out. Now I skipped over this other one on purpose, so we're gonna have to scroll back on up here so we can pick it. Because what kind of a pick'em show is it if you're not going to pick the game that if you're not in the SEC, everybody else cares about? And that would be the game as Ohio State goes in to play Michigan at Ann Arbor. Man, there's a lot of different ways we could talk about this one. You go first.
Well, I'm going to start with the fact that Michigan is going to be out there all jacked up. You know, the Michigan against the world mantra thing that they got rolling on. And
Those are cheaters.
Yeah, cheater, pumpkin eater.
That's what
it. I can't pick Michigan. It's like something against it's in my DNA. I can't do it, won't do it. I will pick Ohio State to beat Michigan just because.
Okay.
To hell with Michigan.
Okay. All right. Joe's on Ohio State. Now, here's where I'm coming down on this thing. The last couple of weeks, Michigan has not looked real good at all. Ohio State, as a general trend, has looked better the last couple of weeks. I think that Michigan is going to have a bit of an issue with what is an improved Ohio State defense, and I don't know that they can hold up against Ohio State's pass rush off the edges. I don't believe that J.J. McCarthy is an elite quarterback. I thought I was going to pick Michigan. In the preseason, I picked Michigan to win the Big Ten. And then we played games. Then I learned Michigan's cheating. And I've seen how they've looked the last couple of weeks when everybody knew that they were cheating and stuff changed. It don't look the same. I'm going to pick Ohio State too.
Mm-hmm.
They might get straight punched in the face by Michigan, and they might win this game. I mean, Michigan might win this game. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if that's what happens. But if you're putting it on J.J. McCarthy to beat Ohio State, I just don't have any faith that he's going to make that happen. I think that Ohio State has the best player on the field, and I think that covers up a lot. He's not alone. They have a better number 2 wide receiver than Michigan has. And if you have to get into a scoring kind of game, which I don't think this will be, I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I just think that there's too many things for you to cover if you're Michigan, and that defense is good for Michigan. With all that said, I'm still on Ohio State to get the win.
Yeah, I like what your boy Jack put in the chat there, and I kind of agree with him. I didn't think about that, Jack, but I'll take it into consideration. I mean, Ohio State's got something they want to do, and that's get back to face Georgia if they can, and I'll take that into consideration too. But I actually think Ohio State is going to, I'm not going to say roll Michigan, but I think they're going to beat them by double digits.
Okay. So not particularly close. All right. I'm with you there. I don't know. I mean, what is the line on the thing? I mean, let's see. 3. So Michigan's a 3-point favorite at home. So it's a pick 'em. They've got them as a pick 'em, and it's 45.5. You know, I don't know. I think that line has actually been bet down a little. I believe it was like 4 earlier. So, you know,
Ohio State by 10. I mean, it's going to be 10.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're both on them, so we'll be right or wrong together. And you know, in a week of Thanksgiving, there's nobody I'd rather go down with than my brother. So how's that suit you? That's it, just fine with you. Now this one made me happy. I looked up and saw that Georgia Southern is taking on App State this weekend. Now, if you know anything at all about football here in the South, especially here in Georgia, or anything at all about these two teams and their history, you understand it doesn't matter that these two teams, you know, that 6-5, 7-4, doesn't matter. They don't like each other. They always play a competitive game. It's a lot of fun to watch. There's going to be some paint swapped in this game, as we used to say. They're going to be swapping some licks out there. This one's going to be fun. Joe, who you got? Georgia Southern or App State?
Yeah, I have told you already, and this is in my kind of realm right here, right? As I carry, again, Georgia State football on WRBJradio.com, and we're always talking about Southern, and we're talking about App State. It's always in the conversation.
Yep.
And Southern's defense is markedly better than it has been previously. And I've seen App State play and struggle the past 2 weeks in a row. It is going to be Georgia Southern that goes to App State and gets the win this year.
Okay. See, now, I don't have a dog in the fight. Like, I appreciate the game for what it is, but I've never, rooted for Georgia Southern or anything like that. Well, that's not exactly true. Back when Tracy Ham was there and they were playing Furman for the national title, yeah, I was rooting for Georgia Southern back then because that was kind of like Georgia, South Carolina, just a basic regional thing. But in this one, I think I'm just going to be different. I think I'm just going to pick App State just so I can be different. I don't disagree with anything you said. I think I'm just going to take App State just because why not? Be a little bit of a contrarian right there. So
all right.
With that, we have made it through. Do you feel good about it, Joe? Do you feel good about where you are? Do you feel good about your picks this week?
I mean, I feel pretty good about it, man. Got Turkey Day coming up here. Gonna get some college and high school football.
All right. Well, let me do this. Let me throw you up on the 2-shot right here. Let me throw you up on the 2-shot. Give you your font. Bam! There we go. Like a professional, like we know what we're doing. And I got the paper. The paper.
Bring it paper, man.
I mean, what? The people want to know. The people who've been with us all season, they want to know where we are and how we're doing. When we look back at week 12, Joe checked in. We picked 14 games. Joe checked in with a record last week of 8-6. So better than 500. Right. Better than 500. That's right. He hung in there. Did all right. And I checked in with a record of 10-4 last week, which brings our season total to Randy, 134 on the season. 134. And the show is checking in at 83 and 51. So the separation is there.
Oh,
But I keep telling you, we are still debating whether we're going to do like a crazy bowl pickle mania thing. So people in the chat, friends, if y'all care to see this continue and you want us to do the bowl pickums, then let me know and we'll do the bowl pickums, and then we'll see who comes out at the end, who wins
there you
all
go.
this. Because bowl season, who in the world knows, man? You got opt-outs, you got, people don't want to go, people playing freshmen and walk-ons and all kinds of stuff. Who knows how that's going to go? But just let us know. So leave it in the chat, drop it down below in a comment, do something if you have an opinion about whether or not we should keep coming out here and picking these games and having a good time together, because that's where we are right now. All right. So before we get out of here, we cannot very well get out of here without touching on the big news, the national news of the week. So the rankings came out this week, Joe. Dogs still at 1, Ohio State's at 2, Michigan's at 3, Washington's at 4. That's the guys right now. But we all know this is about to just get turned on its ear, right? Because Florida State's sitting there at 5, they don't have a quarterback. Oregon's hanging out, waiting to get another shot at Washington. Texas is sitting there, and they're just like, what are we doing? We beat Alabama. Don't try to keep us out. We're going to get in there. And obviously Ohio State and Michigan are going to play. I don't know. Any of this, do you have any thoughts on any of this beyond who we just picked to win the games? I mean, do you think, somebody said earlier, I don't remember, I think it was in tonight's thing, Jay was like, Florida State's going to lose 3 straight right here. If that happens, I mean, it's just going to turn everything on its ear. So any thoughts about the CFP rankings here before we put a bow on it for this week?
Nah, I mean, it's to me, this is just, it's almost frustrating to even listen to the people rank the teams and how they, build up their ESPN show and do it. Because look, you got Michigan and Ohio State playing each other. Somebody's going to lose there. Florida State's going to fall off the map here. Oregon's going to win. Mizzou is going to be complaining about the fact they're going to slide into that number 7 slot. Alabama will be there at 4. Oregon will be out at 5, and it's just going to wind up that way. Everybody knows it. So it's to me. I appreciate Weiser there in the chat going, yeah, keep it up. He wants to see how I can do in the bowl season. I think it should be like extra points or something. It's like a 2 for.
Hey,
but
I'm up for negotiating it. We can figure it out. We can put a rating system of some sort. We can figure it out. You got to put your head together with me on it here, and we'll sort it out. But
the only thing I'm curious to see is in this is why Notre Dame is still ranked at 18. I'm like, how are they in the top 25? I don't know.
I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I haven't even thought about Notre Dame in a month. I hadn't even thought about, not one time.
I was going to say, why are they in 18? Like, put Liberty at 18. Come on.
My. I don't know. I mean, seriously, I'm looking at who's behind them. Seriously, like Liberty and James Madison and Tulane and Oklahoma State. I've been way more focused and interested on what those teams are doing. Seriously, haven't thought about Notre Dame since they beat USC, and that was only because I wanted to see USC lose. Because come on now,
who does?
That's right. So that's that one. I'll tell you what, man. Notre Dame, I hadn't even realized they were ranked. That's what I mean. I hadn't even thought about them. I didn't even realize they were ranked, Joe. I don't know what that says. I mean, and I'm a college football guy. Hadn't seen anything about them. I don't know what that
nobody
says.
cares. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to argue that. I will say this. Wait, let me throw this back up there for a second. I will say this. We've got a couple weeks left. Okay. So let's just say we kind of, whatever happens this week happens. Then we get to the SEC championship game. I will say this. And I heard, this isn't original from me, but I heard Joel Klatt talking about this, and he makes a good point. He is like, if you're looking at Georgia and you're assuming they're going to make the playoffs, then who out there is going to beat Georgia? And he, in this part, I agreed with him on. He didn't scoop me on this one. In his opinion, there are 3 teams out there that pose the greatest threat to Georgia. That because of what they do and how they do it, right? So that would be Oregon, Ohio State, and Texas, because they have the right combination of enough along the lines of scrimmage to compete, but then they can threaten you with multiple weapons in space, wide receivers. They all have good quarterbacks. Ewers will be an NFL dude at some point. Bo Nix will get a shot in the NFL at some point. So doesn't mean they're going to beat Georgia, but it means they might have the best opportunity, right? So as we look at these college football rankings and where teams are now, and we watch the games this weekend and look ahead to championship Saturday, that's something to consider if you're a Georgia fan or if you have any interest in Georgia at all. Just sort of think about who's going to get there. But there's also a fair shot that none of these teams get in. Michigan could beat Ohio State on Saturday. Texas could lose to Texas Tech or in the Big 12 championship game, or just not get in. Oregon could lose again to Washington. Or Oregon State, Civil War. None of them may get in there. And then maybe FSU sneaks in there undefeated with a backup quarterback. It's just going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But I did want to sort of, being a Georgia guy, I did kind of just want to float that out there and just for people to watch it, right, as we get into these weekends. Just sort of keep that in the back of your mind there about who might be able to do what should those teams square up. So, Joe, like I said, I'd give us a minute here at the end to sort of put a bow on it and just share, what you're thankful for this week. It is a week of Thanksgiving. I have so many things that I could go on and on and on about. I'll just keep mine short and go first and just say I am thankful for my family, my health. I'm thankful for a wonderful Georgia Bulldogs season. It's been a fun season. I've watched the team grow and mature and become, what they are now. Most of all, I'm thankful for you being willing to come hang out with me for an hour every week and do this. This is a lot of fun. I really appreciate you being here with us. I'm thankful for you. So I keep mine short and let you have the floor. What are you thankful for here on this week of Thanksgiving?
Well, obviously, there are a lot of things that I'm thankful for. All the things you just mentioned included, so I won't repeat those. But the thing that I am most thankful for is, as I was having this conversation with Mom earlier today, we were doing some shopping and riding back and forth to some doctor's appointments and stuff. I'm thankful for the fact that I have a life that is clear and set on the fact that, I have a strong faith. I believe that, I've been washed in the blood of Jesus Christ, and that's what matters to me most. And I'm so thankful that everything else in this world falls away when I recognize that. And it just turns to the spirit of giving, which is what I enjoy most really from this window moving forward through the holiday season. So, it's not about money. It's not about material things. It's not about what I can gather. But, when you learn to lose yourself and give those things away, that's when you really find out who you are. And that's what I'm most thankful for, is the ability to find and to know that. So that's what I'm thankful for, as well as, being over at least 80% in my wins, or getting over 80 wins is the threshold. So, I'd like to have got to 100, but I did get to 80. So,
hey, like I said, we're still making it happen. We can still get there. No concern about that. So I have faith in you, man. You're only 17 away? 17? That's bowl season.
Yeah.
We still got 2 weeks before that.
Bowl eligible, right?
You got bowl eligible. There you go. I like it. Like I said earlier, y'all, hopefully I'll be able to, I teased it earlier, I'm teasing it again now. Hopefully next week when we get together, I'll be able to actually show you the hardware. Hopefully it'll be here. I'll be able to show you the hardware that we've been playing for all season. So look forward to that reveal. And I will let you know that it come from our good friends at Trophy Smack. So, we'll get that link in there and you guys can take a look around at that if you want to, and see if anything makes you happy. But without all that, Joe, I know you're going to join me here and say we wish you the very best Thanksgiving that you can possibly have this week. Enjoy your friends and your family. Enjoy the college football games, the NFL football games, whatever makes you happy. Enjoy your break. Cherish this time. Spend it with the people you care about. And until next time, we'll see you on the other side. I'll leave you with it like I always do. Go Dogs!